Hello everyone! Today we're going to be working in the cookbook journal that I created for my daughter Bailey, and I'm going to be adding one of my very own recipes to her book. I look forward to working with you today, and let's get started. Today will be our last recipe that we are adding into Bailey's cookbook. And so I have figured out that it's time to write her name on the front cover. And I'm just using a brown Sharpie and just writing her name right in there. This book will have tons and tons of room and empty pages for her to add her own special recipes. Now we'll just do a quick flip through and figure out where we want to add my recipe. There's the page we did together with my Nana's dump cake, my mom's lemon meringue pie recipe, and flipping through we see Bethany's bow tie soup recipe. I think with the tabs that I've added that my recipe should probably go in the front section. And today we'll be working with some lace, a picture of me and Bailey, a sticker that says Mother, and a piece of cardstock that I put through my Big Shot with a quilting embossing folder. Isn't that just amazing? I love that so much. I have my recipe that I printed from the PDF that comes with the kit, and I hand wrote my recipe, and I also pulled a book page from a quilting book. Isn't that crazy quilt just amazing? I love crazy quilts. Now we're just going to be working, trying to figure out a good layout. I have a title that I printed off from my computer for the page. And we're just going to cut that out on the line. I've had so much fun making this book for Bailey. I know that she's going to be adding her own recipes and keeping this with her. And so it's very, very special. I am thinking that I want to add this crazy quilt as the background. So I will just use my paper cutter and cut that to size. And I save all those little bitty itty scraps for who knows who knows where I'll use them in the future, but I save all of my little bits and pieces. I'm just going to run some glue all over the back side of this book page and glue it down. I am thinking that I would like to create a pocket from the cardstock. I ordered that embossing folder on Amazon, and it was a very good price. I don't actually recall. It was like $4 or $5. But I love the quilting image that it embosses into the paper. I'm going to pull out my ink and ink up the edges. I'm using some Tim Holtz Vintage Photo ink for this, and I've decided to go over all of the texture. Isn't that so pretty? It really brings out the pattern in the paper. And now I can create a little pocket for my recipe to go into. You can see I was experimenting on the other side with some different stamp pads that I have. I was not quite happy with it, but I saved the piece in my stash, and I'm glad I did because I can certainly use the pretty side in this book. Just running some double-sided tape around 3 of the edges, and that will create my pocket for my recipe. And it's a little bit of a tight fit, but it does fit in there, so we're going with it. Now to figure out the rest of the layout, I will ink the edges of our photo. Figure out where my little title page is going to go and ink those edges. And glue everything down into place. I certainly have had a lot of fun making these videos with you and hearing from a lot of you who have just started making journals, and that just makes me so happy. The part I love about making journals, you know, quilting is my passion and it's my full-time job. And I believe that in our spare time or our downtime, having something else to do to create something else, another media, really keeps us fresh when it comes to going back to our quilts. Especially if you're making lots and lots of quilting projects, having a break from it, but still expressing your creativity in another way. Just keeps everything nice and fresh and prevents you from getting, you know, really burnt out. I'm going to add some vintage lace to my pocket. And we are just about done, and I am ready to give this book to Bailey. If you are interested in these journal kits, I will have a link in the description box below. Thank you all so much for watching. Send me your pictures. I would love to see them. Bye, everyone.